Well, here to discuss last night's presidential address to Congress is Bradley Devlin, politics editor at the Daily Signal, and Mally Smith, Democratic strategist and former North Carolina political campaign director for Kamala Harris. To both of you, good morning on this very, very busy Wednesday morning.
Let's start with this topic. DOGE, obviously, we've heard President Trump say many times. In fact, this week he has said to bring down prices, you have to bring down inflation. To bring down inflation, you can do several things, including cut federal spending. They're trying to do that, obviously, with DOGE. Let's start with you, Bradley. Last night, the list of things that were being cut were DOGE. Do you think that was impactful to the American people, hearing the list that they were paying for? Let's listen to this real fast.
Elon, he's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe.
Okay, so he brought up Elon Musk and what he's doing, Bradley, but that list of all the things that the American taxpayer was paying for and more stuff, we'll get to that. But do you think that hit hard and hit home with the American people?
Absolutely, I do. And let's remember, the campaign was centered around what? Common sense. And it's not common sense to be spending taxpayer dollars on all of these insane projects in faraway countries. This is the political utility of DOGE working so quickly. Yes, sometimes it creates stress on the system, creates stress in the media. But when you realize what they've actually uncovered and that the Democrats are not happy at all about getting rid of this wasteful spending, that is when you know that Republicans have the stronger hand here, frankly. I mean, this is the political utility. Despite all of the disruption it might cause, finding this waste, fraud, and abuse will always go back to supporting Trump's side, to supporting Trump's hand here.
Mally, DOGE, we announced this, that they slashed the Inter-American Foundation, leaving one employee, and now there's 48 without a job. But this, they issued grants to Latin America and the Caribbean for localized community-led development, 425 active projects right now, Mally, with that, including $900,000 of our taxpayer money going to an alpaca farm in Peru. Make that make sense, because a lot of the times, like Bradley just mentioned, the Democrats are upset about this, but when you break it down like that, doesn't it make sense to cut some of these things like that?
Certainly. We definitely need to find waste, fraud, and abuse in the government. I think also, too, Trump is a much better messenger on making DOGE's case than Elon Musk. So him listing those programs that were getting cut has been a much more powerful argument that Elon Musk has been making on Twitter. But there are a few things he left out. I don't think Americans would be happy to know that cancer research or Alzheimer's research has been cut at the NIH, or that our folks who are keeping us safe while we fly at the FAA have been cut. So there's some key projects they left out when they were mentioning the many cuts they supposedly have.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That's a good point. You know, Elon Musk also stating that they are going to make mistakes because they're moving so quickly. But when they do make mistakes, they are going to right that ship. So it'll be interesting to see what, if any, changes are made in some of those cuts that were made earlier. You know, Elon Musk also pointing out that the pushback by Democrats didn't just happen in the chambers. It actually started before that. He pointed out on X the identical videos posted by 22 Democrats, calling them actually actors, all those Democrats reading the exact same script. If you missed it, here it is. We'll talk about it on the other side.
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down, they're up. Inflation is getting worse, not better. The prices of groceries.
Okay, so Bradley, I want to go to you first on this. How does something like this hit with the American people?
I mean, it looks fake. That's exactly what it is. It's fake. It's contrived. It's, more evidence as to why the Democrats weren't able to take advantage of the alternative media strategy and the social media strategy that the Trump campaign used to propel President Donald Trump to the White House. This was a disaster for Democrats. You can't pull this on the American people. The American people are on social media very frequently, and if they see one video from Elizabeth Warren and the same exact video from Chuck Schumer, then they'll be wondering, who exactly put this project together and who exactly are Democrats taking their cues from? Are they independent political actors? Right? Do they have spines of their own and thoughts of their own and feelings of their own? Those are all the things that come into question when you have such a blatant, poorly run op as this.
You know, Mally, I want to go to you next. We had a Democratic panelist on last hour, Robin Byro, who said that there's a messaging issue, a messaging problem with the Democratic Party. I want to get your thoughts on that. And where does the Democratic Party go from here?
Sure. So I've worked multiple presidential campaigns, and you like to coordinate your message to see it break through. But I would say filming the exact same video with the exact same script probably was too much coordination and was not the way to go. But I do think we found some strong messaging going forward. Senator Slotkin, in her response, talked about how Trump has not been focusing on inflation. We have seen that in polling numbers that have recently come out that Americans do not think that he is focusing enough on inflation. And Trump's chief policy that he announced, his tariffs on Canada, Mexico, are going to increase prices. The Joint Economic Committee says that it could increase prices by $1,600 on a family, and Bloomberg estimates that it can increase price of a car by $12,000. So on the key issue, we have a pretty strong message.
Yeah, I think we're going to hear more about that as it develops with the tariffs today, with discussions that were reported will be happening. Mally and Bradley, we appreciate you joining us here on Dr. Phil's Merit TV. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.